And now this is a slight departure from the normal random recordings in that it isn't prose. It's really it's about poetry. The piece is entitled "A Poet I Will Be." I've asked myself what defines a poet. I mean, the poet laureate describes himself as a poet, and he should know, I suppose. I mean, the comedian seems justified in calling himself a comedian if that's justified by his material. Say something funny. Go on. Tell us a joke. Comedians are constantly having to prove they're funny. But they're treading a fine line, let's face it. The quick riposte, the snappy one-liner. How do you keep them coming? What if a remark falls flat or elicits a groan, too corny, too obvious? Comedians work on their material endlessly. The Edinburgh Festival is where they try it out on audiences, often with mixed results. A good response from a festival audience is no guarantee that a routine will go down well on tour. Reading the 10 best jokes from the festival can raise hardly a smile. Context is all. A comedian's adopted persona can be the entire basis of his act. Stephen Merchant's is his height. What do you think it's like for me, being this tall? Jack Dee's is his bad temper. Why, oh why can't people be more reasonable? Stuart Lee finds argument with practically everything. In front of a skilled comedian, the laughter comes easily. Once started, it can build until it becomes infectious. Laughter begets laughter. But poetry is a different matter. A poem is best if it's about something. Ted Hughes's poems were about the natural world. Larkin's were about middle age. Others draw on the life around them and their coping with it. I like poems about an incident, an event, something that took place and how it left the participants. But do we look for rhyme and meter? Do the lines have to scan? Many would say yes. How would the Shakespearean sonnets read if they had dispensed with the normal protocols? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Would be far less satisfactory written, how much like a summer's day thou art. It says the same thing, but not half as well. I've written poems, but will accept criticism. Is it a poem at all, or a piece of doggerel with nothing original to say? It seems to be repetitive, banal, cliché-driven. But hang on. Does it work? Let's hear it. It's called What's Coming Down. It doesn't take long for a life to pass. At the time, you don't really notice. You sense time going by while the days fly past, and they're gone long before you can count them. I used to add up the days and the hours, with weeks simply slipping away as I stroked the cat or petted the dog or scratched an itch on my thigh. Have I squandered time otherwise needed? Has it run out like sand in a glass? Has it caught me when I should have heeded and found other ways to the pass? When we think how our day has been busy, have we spent the time wisely and well? Have we helped out a friend or promised to send that letter we promised to end? How many poets and posers and preachers have said we must attend to the clock, to the seconds and minutes and hours, and the everyday beat of tick-tock. Whose job is it to make allocation, the balance right there on your name? No more, no less, it's your ration. No extras, subs, enhancements, all the same. Do people say, is that it then? Have I had all I'm going to this time round? Have I used up whatever they owed me? Have I spent my 10 cents in the pound? There's no more where that came from. The well has run dry, every drop. If you soaked up the dregs with a dishcloth, you could wring it bone dry like a mop. So there'll be no more roving in the heat of the night. There's nothing still beyond the gates, the latch is fastened tight. Stay where you are, old pilgrim, put the feet up on the stool. The times, they are a-changing. The end of life is full. So, you can judge for yourself. Is it doggerel? Has it got something to say? Is it best forgotten?